Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Suguroi Motorcity TV. We're in 2026. We hope the year has begun well for you. We have a lot in store for you, and we have a lot of conversations that we wish to continue with you as we continue on our journey. Now, we are looking at episode 6 of our first series titled The Genesis of an African Motor City. In the first 4, we spoke to the members who are the core team. So the core team spoke to you guys, and you had a brief glimpse as to their journeys and histories in regards to motorsport. Episode 5, I believe we talked a bit about the platform that we're looking to set. And now in episode 6, we have a very exciting conversation here. And it's because we want to speak about where this platform is located. I think in a few of the other episodes, we spoke about the fact that when the team got together and started conceptualization of this project, we looked at various parcels of land in various areas of the country. We started with the Kibwezi area because we thought we needed to be close to the SGR for movement of machinery. We then also looked at the Kajiado areas in terms of proximity to Nairobi, but quite a few things always raised a few question marks in terms of viability of the location, and one was nearness to good infrastructure. Number 2 was how could we create a product that can also be a value add to the tourism product that we offer the country. And eventually, as we continued our search for the properties, we came across this property in Suguroi, which is in Laikipia East County. There were a lot of things that were going for us in terms of friendships that brought this property to the table. But the easier part, of course, was location of the property. The more tricky part going forward would have been, would we be able to come to any sort of good arrangement with the owner of the property? And as you will see with time going by, that the stars were truly in alignment for the vision to be executed with regards to the property. So we're here to discuss the property in a bit. We're here to discuss the owner of the property and to get to know the person a bit better. So, Madam Catherine Felicitas Wambui, karibu.
Asante.
Now, maybe we are talking about motorsports. We're talking about a motor city. But it would be important to, first of all, just get a bit of an understanding of who is Catherine Felicitas Wambui.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. I think for me, as Catherine Wambui, I always think of myself as somebody who is just ready for anything, ready for the world as it unfolds, ready for life as it is. I'm also this kind of person who is very liberal. So basically, I think Catherine Wambui is here to listen, to understand the world, and to be part of it as it unfolds. Yes.
Fantastic. That's an interesting introduction. But can you maybe tell us a bit about your background? Because we are speaking about very interesting things. We are speaking about a green field, a very new vision in this part of the world. And it will be just important to know in terms of a background what the relations were to this. But at the end of the day, what has your history been generally as Catherine?
Okay, fine. Like now, I have after school, basic education, high school. I went directly into business because my parents are business people. My parents, we worked with my parents from day one. I have never been employed elsewhere. Okay. I've always been working with my parents. My parents also were farmers. Basically, they were landowners. Large tracts of land where they grew coffee, ranch, and vegetables. So I also went into farming very early. I started also having with my parents being there and having these large tracts of land. I also went into farming quite early. So, but before farming, I also had hotels.
Okay.
So I was into the hospitality industry.
Okay.
So then now into farming. I think now I'm still into farming.
Okay.
And I don't think I'll change.
All right.
That is now what I do.
Do you want to tell us a bit about what kind of farming you do?
Yes, I farm in a place called Makoyo, and we farm avocados, commercial avocados, where the avocados, I sell them to a local marketer, and then he takes them out of the country. So that is what I basically do. I have a few animals, cows, pigs, but to support the avocado farm, because with avocado farm you need manure. So that is why I have animals.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, with regards to the vision that the team at MotorCity Development is looking to put together, you came forward and contributed a parcel of land with respects to that. Maybe you can tell us a bit more about this parcel of land?
Yes. The parcel of land is in Laikipia. And it was a large piece of land. It was a land I was given by my parents. It's an inheritance land. And when I also, where I farm in Makuyu, I farm avocados. It's also not a small piece of land. So it's like I had these two large pieces of land. So this, in Laikipia, I was keeping animals. And the animals were doing well, but the distance between Makuyu and Laikipia was not small. So traveling and being there, I became a telephone rancher, and I didn't want that. I didn't like that aspect. It was not favoring me, because when you're not in your land, it doesn't work. So down the line, my children are growing, and I'm wishing they could also help me in farming. So one of my children, Jeffrey, is a motor sport guy, and he can race, and he knows how to race, and he has raced for many years. When he came out of university, he got himself one noisy making motorbike, and I could not get him off that bike, and he could race in the whole of Kiambu, and I couldn't stop him from riding those bikes. As my, parents are the same everywhere. You don't want your child in any sort of danger. Anyway, down the line, I realized his passion for this motorbike, and his real need was very great. And I thought, I can't get this out of him. It is in him. And once you can't get something out of your child, you support it. So how do you support a child when they want to do this so much? So I remember we go to that place, and I told him, you know what, why don't you ride around here? It's so large. Instead of the highway, which is making us so worried, especially, I think you know about motorsport in Kenya. We have really supported him. We were there and really encouraging him, but every time they went for a race, there was always that thing about somebody died, somebody got hurt. That was not very good in my spirit. So when we have this large farm where I'm trying to do ranching and it's not really working, can you go there? And even the first time I think we discussed it, it was like, oh, I need to like Laikipia, I think you guys were more in Nairobi. So, but I don't know, so down the line you guys accepted. The place is viable, it's okay. For me, you guys, can you race in a safe space? This space? Are you safe? Fine, go for it. And when you guys came up with a concept and say, I'll also earn something out of it, it was a win-win.
Fantastic. How long have you owned this property?
Okay, I think...
and how big is it?
As I told you, it was an inheritance. So it basically came after after succession, which was about 2015. So from 2015 until maybe 10, 12 years around.
And I guess I ask this because I have an investment advisory background, and one thing I've noticed in Kenya over the last 15, 20 years is the huge subdivision of large tracts of land into small plots, even in areas that have not yet developed into commercial centers. So I'm quite interested in understanding why you resisted that kind of temptation, and what's your view on that kind of activity that's happening, and in my opinion, making land very commercially unviable. But what's your view on that?
Yes, that is true. You see, large tracts of land in Kenya attract those kind of investors. They want to cut up the place and sell off small pieces. My background from the family I've been brought up in, we are more in value adding. We're not into selling land unless it is really in a commercial place. But like now, where in Laikipia it is, or Makui where I do the avocados, if you are to cut up and sell, it will have very little value on even the buyer. I might get money, but not even the kind of money which can really go very far. So when you add value in any large tracts of land, you're going to add value to not only yourself, but also the community around. Like what you're doing in MotorCity. You can imagine the kind of community you're targeting. Not even the ones who are coming to invest there, but imagine even the place, the around, the tourism, the people who, the kind of money you are going to attract is going to build the people even around to be more prosperous. It's a prosperity thing, because in the end of the day, when you cut up land, I've seen it, when you cut up land into very small pieces, unless the land has very high value, the kind of money you're locking does not even help the community around. It even makes some people even poorer. Because even infrastructure becomes very difficult. Taking water, taking to every small people, it becomes quite difficult, especially in a place like Laikipia. The distances are very far. But if you add value into a large piece of land, you bring different kind of investors, which now help even the community around. Because in the end of the day, growth has to help a very large community. Cutting up small pieces of, cutting up land from big to small, it just devalues. But if you leave it large, and then you increase, you add value into it, I think a lot more people get help. A lot more people, as you call it, plug in and even develop in other ways. So many other businesses are created by that kind of a business. So my wish, or even my family I come from, their wish is always to add value on the pieces of land we were given by our parents. Always.
Okay, fantastic. We've been talking to you about this project now for the last 4 years. What is your vision? What vision do you see for Suguroi going forward? What is the legacy that you want to leave behind with such a project on such scale that we're talking about?
Okay, for me, I see in it a place where our youth or young people, or even other people, can be able to express themselves. Because in the end of the day, like you see that the Maslow's law, it always says there'll be a time when every human being wants to reach a particular place. And actualizing yourself is that place where you can do what comes from inside of you. Like when I watch you guys when you're biking, you give yourselves completely into that motorbike. That aspect is so good when you see it in especially the young people. Because when young people do not have a place to express themselves, they go to the negative things. But when they have an area, a space, a safe space, a space area where they can actually express themselves completely, ride that bike to full throttle. I don't know if it goes to 300 kilometers an hour. I don't know how fast it goes. But when I watch them do that, there's such joy inside you that a youth or a biker can express himself on these tracks, go around and feel completely fulfilled, and he's completely safe. On top of that, he's got this other community, his family, his friends, all cheering him on. I think anybody who does sports, anybody, anywhere, in any stadium, you can see the joy, not only of the participants, but even the people who are watching. Everybody just becomes one. There's so much joy, there's so much hope. I don't even think anybody gets sick in that kind of a situation. So my legacy for me is to watch that MotorCity will get to a place where people can come together in unison to fully actualize themselves in a very safe place all the time.
Okay, fantastic. You are giving so much support to something that is totally new in this part of the world, that requires a totally different kind of thinking and mindset. What would you like to tell your peers? Because at the end of the day, what I've noticed in this world is that there's a mismatch in generations in terms of their thought processes, which is natural if you're from different generations. But you have one generation that may have the resources, another generation that may have the ideas. What would you tell, and based on your experiences and what you've seen in our society, what would you tell peers in your generation? Or advice or thoughts?
Yeah, you have just said something very important, that there's a generation with a lot of, let's say, property. There's also another generation that doesn't have property, but they're very visionary. How do you marry the two? I think we need, first and foremost, for me, I think people, they need awareness. That awareness is very key. Because when parents leave property to the children who have no idea what to do with this property, the first thing which comes to their mind is money. And money is just cut up the land and money comes in. Then you get this money, what do you do with it? Mostly you go on the evil side. You know, money has a way of taking you to the wrong, especially when you have it and you have nowhere to take it. So I think if my generation, or the people who do have a bit property, and they have a generation which is coming up who have ideas, they should have a way of having dialogue, coming together and seeing if this, what can you do with this? I'm speaking from experience, because my son also does take care of another business I have, which again, I allowed him to run it, his mind, his ideas, and he does it so well. And sometimes why I need to come there and support him is because people don't believe he owns that place. But I have seen what he has done. And all I needed to do was to trust that he can. And he had very good ideas. And then he makes sure he's responsible enough so that he doesn't let me down. So I think that is a very important thing. I wish this older generation would have a place where they can come together with the younger generation and open up with each other in a safe place, a safe space where they can actually do what they need to do. And also, as you're doing that, you also have to allow the younger generation also to make mistakes, because they will come. Those mistakes are there everywhere. Even us, where we have reached, it's not that we were just so perfect. Maybe our times were fewer people. So like we could probably get more land, because even like I was thinking about even my own parents, when they were buying land, most people wouldn't buy land. Why would you go to a place in Laikipia? Even to get there, you can imagine when the roads were all rough roads. Why would you go all the way to Laikipia? Maybe takes in you 2 days. And then buy large tracts of land where it's like a conservancy, they're full of wild animals. Why would you do that? So since they were able to, your generation might not be able to have that.
Correct.
But should the generation have large tracts of land? It's before they cut it up into small pieces. Can you have dialogue with people, other people? It don't even have to be your own children. There could be a group of people who have come up, they have other ideas. Can you explore other ideas out there apart from cutting up land? So that at least there are opportunities. There's a question you asked me about why go this way? Because it is also another opportunity. Maybe there are others, many
Yeah.
others, but we
Yeah.
can't see them. But the other people who are seen,
Yep.
especially the younger people. They're very visionary. They are also traveled. They're also in social media. They see a lot of things out there.
Yeah.
So, which maybe an older generation like myself,
Yeah.
I'll not probably see. Or even if I see it, I'm already, no, that's not for me.
Correct.
I'm not even there.
Yep.
So it is important for a space to be opened up where the older people who have and people who don't have, can they come together and see what can be done?
Yeah.
Out there, here they are philanthropists.
Yeah.
There are other people who do those. They are also venture capitalists.
Yeah.
Why do they open up? Because they know they don't have everything. They might have the money or the land or the what, but they don't have all the ideas.
Yeah.
That one idea of cutting up land, right now, I think it's exhausted. Yeah, I think everybody now has a plot.
Yeah, absolutely.
which is not helping.
Yeah, it's dead capital.
It's dead
Kenya
capital.
is full of a lot
there.
of dead capital in land.
So I'm hoping that people who have large tracts of land can be open enough to hear something else, to hear if there are other opportunities out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as we look to start closing our conversation, we're looking at building MotorCity for the entire society. But we must also be very cognizant of the fact that motorsport, to a large extent, is a male-dominated arena. And we want to change that narrative because we're calling on the entirety of society. So what words of encouragement or what words would you have for your gender with regards to MotorCity?
Yeah, my gender, that is female. I think the young females out there, once they know there's that space and it is safe, they'll be there. You'll see a lot of ladies now going to ride the bikes. Okay. I have a feeling even the friends you have, a lot of them are biking. The only thing about females, they like safety. Unlike male. Male who can just go out there and ride. Yeah. A woman will want to be safe. Don't forget, she's a natural. If she's not a mother, she'll be a mother. So her instinct is safety. Because she's responsible for a generation, next generation. So she'll not go out there and just be wild. But once MotorCity is safe, you do it the way I know you're going to do it well, with all the amenities correct, in safety measures and all that. You'll find a lot of women there, especially the younger ones. And of course, other industries within the MotorCity, women are always they're very quick to pick opportunities. For my generation, which is going to be a bit slow, they just also want to know the same thing. Is my son, my daughter, my child, are they safe? Or my husband, is he safe? In that MotorCity. I think for me, security, safety, is all about what females want to know, even for their own children. Yeah, I'm talking about my own son. A lot of people used to call me and tell me, can you call your son and tell him to stop what he's doing? They were not telling me that for any other reason apart from safety. Especially when you hear somebody has crashed, we don't feel good. No parent, no mother feels good. So I know MotorCity is creating that space where females now can participate, and they will. The other thing is that once people see this is, it's something which is economically viable, which is really what is the bottom line. Once it is economically viable, women are always the first to enter in any space. Where they get money. As women, we do it for our children's children, in the top of our heads. Of course, men are there, aren't they? They're already there. So women will come on board. They'll probably even be the ones who will be into the spaces of the hotels, you'll find them there. So what I'm trying to tell my female friends, our females out there, is that this is an opportunity for investment. It's also an opportunity for, and allow your daughters to race, because they will. And when they start racing, don't worry, MotorCity is going to be a safe space.
Fantastic. Madam Chairlady, I know we've never told you this, but of course one of our concerns when we were looking to structure this project was, even if we find a viable piece of land, what are the relations going to be with the owner of the piece of land? So we'd just like to put it on record that we truly, truly appreciate the leap of faith you've taken in us. As much as you've done your due diligence to find out that this is going to be an economically viable project, as much as you've done all the numbers, that is still all just potential. One still has to take a leap of faith, even if the potential for it looks good. So we truly appreciate that. We will do our utmost to justify the faith that you have put in us and to ensure that we leave a legacy behind that will truly be successful for this region and will be remembered and used for generations on end.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Also, I want to appreciate that when you're young, and you're thinking like that you guys think, it's very important. We have a lot of youth out there, and I won't lie to you, there are many parents who are crying because their children are not where they want them to be. They're not thinkers, they're not productive, and in the end of the day, we all lose. When the youth are not doing what they need to do, we are all losers, left, right, and center. But once the young people are able to produce and do products like this, and they are very busy, thinking, wondering, planning, like I've seen you guys do, all your energies are in the right places. And definitely God is going to bless you as you bless the whole of Kenya. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you.